one.
Jeezy Sports, tune in for the offline tour. Like and subscribe some more. Rick Jackson, Brian and Randy Savage, me talk about Jeezy Sports. Tune in for the offline tour. Like and subscribe some more. Rick Jackson, Brian and Randy Savage, me talk about Jeezy Sports.
Good evening. Sorry about that last one. Don't know what happened in regards to the audio there. I have no idea. Hopefully, it's much better now. Yeah. So, thanks again, you guys, for joining, for being patient. That is Jackson here. As I said, we'll speak. Let me go about with Randy anyway. Randy can be on. Connecting flights were an issue, so yeah, he's still officially not here. Still officially not here. He's stuck at a transit point, basically LMO. you know. Um, but yeah, what can we say? Again, guys, as it says on the too close, as it says on the ticker there, to like, share, subscribe. If you find this entertaining anyway, I know I'm a bit boring. I'm boring myself sometimes. And if you guys could also give us a follow on Twitter, that's where we predict most of our news and speak about the show as well. GZ underscore sports 22 as well. If finding us individually, you can always just look at it in the Twitter bio there. But yeah, as I was supposed to start by the audio issues with our report in Budapest, in Istanbul. What? Istanbul is Turkey, Budapest, Hungary. Yes, I know a bit of geography, but yeah, no, for real. Jamaica, we went into this predicting. I don't know how much you guys predicted. I predicted 9 medals. South, I think, predicted 8, so it's or so. We ended with 12. We did reasonably okay. But I just have to rant a bit. Not taking up too much time. It's supposed to be a quick show anyway. Keep more of it back for tomorrow. As a Jamaican who's watched track and field over the years, I'm sorry if I offend anyone, but I'm not really proud of the team's performance. I'm proud of certain individuals, but the entire team was horrendous. Now look, Lamar Distin, because we've never really had a good high jumper and she was excellent. She finished 5th. That means next World Championships, I'm expecting her to be better, to be in the medal conversation. I mean, not out there from preseason, like some other athletes who underwhelm, but I'm expecting her to be in that medal conversation. Right? She did 194 today. The winner from Ukraine, she did 2 meters. Right? All she needed to do was clear 197 and she would be in the medal talk. Hopefully she can do that next World Championships, which is 2025. I think next year's an Olympic year as well. So let's see if she can be there for the Olympics, probably cause an upset from then. Antonio Watson, it's his first time being a professional. He's won the 400 meter final. He's beaten out the likes of Hudson Smith and Norwood and Van Niekerk to win the 400 hurdles, and Kirani James. Yes, they're not in form, but they're still world-class competitors. I mean, this is where the rant comes in, but what the absolute fuck? This is why this is not made for kids, but why the absolute fuck? What has Akeem Bloomfield been doing? Christopher Taylor, Demish Gay, Rashid McDonald, all those people who are constantly keep going to these events and trying to fill us with hope. I said it before the championships. Watson is going to get a medal because I think he has a sneaky feeling. He has to run 44-1 to be in a chance. He ran 44-1 in the semis. Now, unfortunately, Stephen Gardner was injured, and if Gardner was in the final, I'm not saying Antonio still wins because that guy jogs 43-7 easily. But it would be a more competitive. I mean, even if he gets a silver, it's still better than what a lot of those athletes have been doing, right? Sean Bailey, I think this is his second World Championships, third if I'm not mistaken. Fifth in the final, okay, that's improvement on what he's done. But I'm not proud, right? You beat this guy in trials, right? Remember, Watson didn't win trials. Bailey won trials. How have you guys not progressed yet? How has this guy gone from 45-1 at the boys and girls champs for high schoolers to 44-1 in the semifinals against world-class competitors like world record holder Wade Van Niekerk? Yet still, people like Jaheel Hyde, which I'm going to stop on in the 400 hurdles, has won 48-1 in champs, and now he can't break 48-4 in a competitive race. It's just bullshit, right? Rashawn Clark has just gone there. He's just finished high school, just like another one, right? Just came out. He's run a national record at 19. What's Hyde been doing? What's all these wasters? That's not the word I want to use, but like they're taking up spaces. What they're like the athletes like Hyde and McDonald and Gay. Those guys are like the onions in the back of the cupboard that you forget to throw out. They're just taking up space and you never really see what they do. You don't see why you're not using them or anything. They're not important to that level. Like it's frustrating. And look, well, if Sav was here, we talk about it more in depth as we went to school with Hyde and we know what he can do. He's regressed immediately. I don't know what it's about, man. I don't know what it's about. You say you're gonna go professional, yet still you pretend and act like you're an amateur. It's not. That's not good enough. I mean, Usain Bolt. Look, let's be real. Let's be absolutely frank. Usain Bolt was a rubbish athlete in champs. He has one record, and he was not good over 400 meters. He still has a 200 record that probably will never get touched. 20.25. He moved from that to 19.1 in 6 years. Now, yeah, that's a long time. But he gradually made his time. He gradually made it. Bro was running 19.4, 19.5 easily at that point. Look, you saying before in his before he stopped doing the 200, Usain was still running 19.5. He was still walking a race at 19.5. It was that simple for him. And he was getting to the back end of his career, and he saw that. I mean, when since a Jamaican, I'm going all over the place, but when since the national record holder, not record holder, but national trials winner in Jamaica has a for the 100 meters as a personal best of 9.92. I mean, I'm sorry, but doesn't Nkrumah beat that by now? Doesn't Nkrumah Boashi, the what is he now, 19-year-old, I think they say he is, running 9.9, what is it, 996 or something like that? How is he closer to overtaking and stepping into this field than the guys that are already here? And yes, I know Watson's just here, he's from Yorkcastle, didn't really have the facilities. But that's fucking embarrassing. And it's not on Watson. It's on Akeem Blake, who beat Coleman this year, who was running 9.8 easily. It's on Oblique Seville, who set a new PB this year at 9.86. It's on all of them. Because look, let's be real. Nobody was gonna beat Noah Lyles. As a Jamaican, I can confidently say it, and that's not good. Because Tyson Gay was outstanding. Justin Gatlin, when he was there and not in any controversy, was outstanding. But you'd look and you'd say, hell, they're not beating Johan, much less they're not beating Usain either. Because that's what they grew up on. I mean, look. And I beat down on the men a lot. Right? If you've been watching before Budapest, I've been beating down on the men a lot. And for rightly so. I mean, look, Rashawn Clark and Antonio Watson are more recent out of school. But what the hell have the rest have been doing? Have they even been training? Do they even have qualified coaches? That's the question. Look, Ron Watson just came about, right? Just came about. No one knew about him. Went to Newcastle. He's under the tutelage of one of the better coaches in the country, Stephen Francis. I would expect at the next World Championships or the Olympics next year, his PB is around 9'8", because Frano is a damn good coach, and we've seen what he did. He turned Shelly Ann into a world champion. He turned Elaine into an Olympic champion. He made Sharika what she is today. So he's shown what he can do. So if Watson can't do it, then it's just his limitations, right? And I mean sprint hurdles as well. It's always Hansel, isn't it? Hansel wants to hand that baton over. He literally wants to get rid of it now. He can't keep doing this because he knows he's getting older, and his start gives him no favors. Like, he thought McLeod was there to do it. He's been a shadow. I don't even know where he even is. Broadbell, he beat Grant Holloway once, and he kind of shut up about it, dive headfirst into a hurdle. I mean, these guys have accomplished nothing. I mean, not McLeod. McLeod has won the Olympics, but people like Broadbell and Forbes and freaking, you want to go to Pinup. These guys have not they've achieved nothing in their lives. I mean, who wants? You want to throw in? They won Carifta. Fucking hell, come on, Bailey Cole is a Carifta champion. And he was always the 5th or the 6th best runner in this country. Carifta is like our senior version to champs. It doesn't mean anything. It means nothing at all. And listen, I could go in on these athletes a bit more, but I'm trying to not be negative, because if we're not proud of the athletes and toe the line, then we're negative and we don't deserve them and we're all bad people. But you've got to look and you say, our record is what is it, 16, 13 medals, something like that? We finished with 12. Hibbert should have gotten a medal. Broadbell should have focused more on his hurdling than his mouth, and he would have gotten a medal. For some reason, Gale could have get a medal. Well, Tentoglu was great, so I'm not going to beat down on, not Gale, but McLeod. I'm not going to beat down on him, Kerry McLeod. I mean, did you see that dive? Bloody hell. Ricketts should have gotten a medal. You're looking at breaking the record at these championships. We should have somebody in the 100 meters who's good enough to get at least a medal. I mean, for fuck's sake, if Asafa was there, he'd get a medal. That's how bad I think the men are. And then you look at the girls' side, and it's just the same old story. Sharika, Shelley, end of discussion. I mean, Rochelle Clayton is getting into her own now. She's always said she has a lack of speed, and that's what hurts her, which is true, right? She smashed her PB. She's brilliant. She's getting into her own. She's come on the scene only a few years ago. She's getting into her own now. Next season, I mean, she's never beaten Femke Ball. Let's just take that out of the equation. But next season, that PB's got to be dropping even further. Get it as close as you can. When we start seeing the steady effect. So if she drops it from 52.8 to 52.4, and then over time she's not been able to go past that, but she's not slower than her old PB of 52.8, then we know that this is her prime time. This is when she has the best chance to push. But when it starts going to 53, then we know it's over. I mean, Genevieve Russell, fucking hell. I've had it up to here and here with her. Because God knows. Like, seriously. She's ranked number 2 in the world going into the 400 hurdles final. And she finished, what, 7th, 8th? Somewhere around the back? Number 2 ranked. Means all you have to do is run close to your season's best, which you kind of did in the semi-finals. And you finished at the back? I'm looking at that lineup, and I saw Femke Bol. I didn't see a Delilah Muhammad. I didn't see well, Shamir Little was there. I didn't see a freaking Anisha McLaughlin. I didn't see a Hell, I didn't even see how Salwa Idnase. And you ran sixth, seventh, eighth. I don't even give a shit. You didn't medal. You didn't medal. King crazy. That's all I'm saying. That is crazy, man. That is horrendous. It's horrendous. Rochelle, all good, no matter how good she is, she should not be ahead of Geneva at this point in time. Geneva's been doing this for how long? I mean, this is why I say I can't trust the national trials at all. Cause look, I don't trust the trials anyway. I saw when Geneva won it, whatever. I didn't give a damn because I know how those guys perform internationally. I mean, Rashid McDonald, who I cannot stand, who should never have gone on the plane. I mean, how ridiculous is that? He didn't. He came to trials. He did the heats of the 400 meters. Didn't compete again, but he's on the plane because he ran a time at a Diamond League event. Can you imagine if that was America, or if that was Britain, or Japan? Can you imagine somebody losing them space to someone who wasn't even at the trials? Like I can really put this into perspective. Say this was the States. Let's go back to their days when they couldn't beat Usain or whatever. Do you think the American Federation would allow, and there wasn't any exemption given, right? If there was an exemption given, I wouldn't even be talking about this. Do you think, sorry, there's some sinuses. Do you think, say over the 200 meters, right? Say, because you know who normally does that? Gay, Wallace Spearman. Say Tyson Gay doesn't show up. Say he does the heats and then he just doesn't show up. He goes to another meet and gets the time, right? He gets the time that's needed. Do you think America gonna put him on the plane? They're not gonna put him there. He didn't qualify. He didn't place in the trials. He was never here. So why would he be on the plane? But no, look, you see, and this is where in the title it says Maurice Wilson should go. He's fucking past it. He's not been a good coach since I was in freaking white underwear. He's not been a good coach since then. Like what Garth Gale, awful relay coach by the way. I've said this because I was in Alpha yesterday. We were watching the relays, the 4x1s, and I said I can tell that Maurice Wilson and Garth Gale, this is their first time actually doing the relays ever since Usain's gone. Because I can damn well tell you that Glenn Mills and Stephen Francis had their hands all over the men and women 4x1s and 4x4s. Because they would be great. They would be absolutely great at that point. That's what I'm telling you, man. They would be fantastic. I mean, look, we all knew that in the 4x1s it was in the finals it's Carter, Freighter, Blake Bolt. That was understood. Now, Asafa Powell would be there to run the back stretch in the heats, sometimes the curve. And Kemar Bailey Cole, obviously, he would anchor in the heats because no one puts in Usain out there. Now, I'm flabbergasted. Actually, I am flabbergasted, really. How? I mean, everybody was in the heats and they were saying, "Oh, did you see how Watson ran down the American? He nearly shit his pants and whatever. He's gonna win it. You know, we have high hopes for the finals." And I was like, "I'm sorry, I didn't see Christian Coleman out there. Well, yes, and I didn't see Noah Lyles, who I know is going to anchor that relay. Do you think Watson can chase down Noah fucking Lyles?" And then I saw the Italian team, and I was like, "We're not getting a medal. If we get a medal, we're fucking lucky." Like I said it before, and anybody can try clipping me up or whatever. But give me a sec. Let me send a message. And I'll say it, man. Um, when I saw the relay team, the people who qualified for the 100, I said it. Listen, we desperate. I've never said this in my life, but we desperately need Rashid Dwyer to qualify for the World Championships, which he did, because we need someone on that third leg. Who the hell is gonna run it? And let's be honest, I put my hands up like this. Raheem Ford was damn good on that third leg. Tell you that for free. He was damn good. But what's in Kanatanka? I mean, you put Kedron Golson on the team, didn't you? Kedron Golson was on the team. He was a fast finisher in the heats and the semi-finals at trials. He was shit in the final. Shows that he's a Tottenham player. But he never competed. Why was he on the plane? Taekwondo Tracy. You know that when you pick 6 people for the relay pool, it's not to have 6 people, but it is to rotate. It is to have some freshness into the relays. I mean, can you imagine? You know the best 4 for Jamaican men back then. Can you imagine you're running that team in the heats and the final? Do you want to get somebody injured or burnt out? Ridiculous. What I want to know is, how much are these people blackmailing Maurice Wilson, Garth Gale, and all those other delegates who are clearly into the nepotism? Let's be honest. Let's be frank here. If he wants to throw a lawsuit out, sure, I'll see you in court. But let's see it, because Taekwondo Tracer said it. They're just doing this for themselves. Maurice Wilson used to always, I mean, look, Anisha McLaughlin would not run for a whole year. She'd run one race at the trial. She'd pull up, say she can't come out for the rest of the rounds because of her illness or whatever, and she'd be on the plane doing the relays. Let's be honest, he has been that type of person ever since. But bro, look, and I take the absolute piss. I take the piss out of Taekwondo Tracer, right? Because if you don't know, he is a construction worker, because he's not one of those talented athletes, and he's never, I mean, not even the talented ones, right? Like, I know that not all athletes can be at the level of a Usain, a Johan, a Gatlin, again. We get it. But never has gotten a chance at a sponsorship deal so he can actually feed himself and his family. So he has to be doing a second job on the side. And he said it about the nepotism. Now, let's be honest. I didn't want him on the plane. He finished 5th. I was like, okay, put him in the relays. That's experience that we need. Johan is not there, right? But no, you want to use Akeem Blake, who's fresh. Oblique Seville, who's clearly lackadaisical. I mean, I'm up to here with him. I'm almost over with him. And he's just come about. He's here, right? This guy is going from 10-1 in as a 17-year-old, right? He's now at 986. But Glenn Mills is your coach. You get it? The coach of Usain Bolt and Johan Blake, the man who had the two fastest men in history. He coached them into that. So if you're nowhere close, he said he could break the world record. I'm waiting on that. I am waiting on that. You got Blitzeville, Raheem Ford. All I'm saying to Ford is, I'll see you next year. I'll see you the year after that. Individually, he's got to work on it. He's got to work on it. But, I mean, he didn't make the final. But yeah, still, he needs to be running at 9.8 next time we see him. He's got to be on the circuit more often. But that relay team, this is the exact reason why Rashid Dwyer is there. I mean, back in the day when there was a shortage, there was no Carter or there was no freighter, we had a Nickel Ashmead to reach for. We go for a Rashid Dwyer and put them there because they know what to do on the baton exchange. They're technically good. These guys, do we know if they're technically good? Do we really know if they're technically good? Oblique Seville was always an anchor leg runner in high school. He ran the back straight some depth sometimes, but he was predominantly an anchor leg runner. Some reason he's not good enough to do it here. Now, obviously, he's not going to chase Lyle's spot. And, man, this is a long run. And even on the women's team, I mean, for fuck's sake, I know Elaine's not in any form at all, but when you run 9-9 on a back straight away, you kind of don't change it, and you don't put Shelly-Ann on the back stretch, seeing she had a knee problem. That is where you need the powerful runners, and he fucked up, as per usual with Maurice Wilson. I mean, come on. the 4x4 men. Why the fuck is Rashid McDonald there? I'm saying it again. Sean Bailey came 5th in the 400-meter finals, but he was not on the relay team. Javon Powell ran a very mature and professional leg in the semifinals, but he's not there. Yes, Watson came in, which is right. I have no problem with Barnes, but I don't think he should have been in the final. Should be Bailey in there, Powell, and Watson. So 3 in for 4 from the, 2 in. And I think Rashawn Clark's a 3 in, right? Rashawn Clark should have come over. He did come over. He should have started the relay. We've shown he's got the speed. He can do it like that. So we put him there as it's a lot for a youngster. It is a lot for a youngster of his caliber. He's literally just finished champs in March, and he's here in August. So it's a lot for him. But put him on the start. Get Javon Powell to do what he did yesterday. Right? The American team was rubbish, and they are rubbish. They shouldn't have gotten the goal anyway. I mean, you have Powell on the second. You then, at that point, that's the toss-up there. Sean Bailey's Adrian Barnes. You decide who you want there. Obviously, Bailey was in the final. He is the fastest over 400. Not in the team, but the second fastest. I would trust him in getting the baton around for one leg, one big run out of him. And then Antonio Watson carries it home. I mean, for fuck's sake, they gave Watson the baton in 5th. In 5th. I remember I've seen this before. Javon Francis, we call him Donkey Man, because he could chase down anybody. Now that's the problem. He would chase down anybody. He came from 6th and got a silver. He would do that. He's that guy. I mean, they destroyed him because they kept giving him the baton in such a precarious position. His hamstrings couldn't take it anymore. His knees couldn't take it anymore. I mean, and then you give Watson. I mean, Watson can chase you down, but bro, he's chasing down people who are running 43 at their best. And it's a relay, so you know they're running even faster. I mean, I can guarantee his split was low 44 or about 43.8. But what the absolute, what? Why the relay team was changed for the worse? And then you throw it to the women again. And I mean, let's be honest, Candice did a good start. But who in their right mind would have Nikisha Price on the 3rd and Stacey on the 4th? I thought you wanted to win. And I'm not saying they're bad. I'm not saying they're bad. Not at all. I'm saying they're not experienced enough. I mean, did you see how Femke Bol did it? People can talk all they want. Femke Bol is a 48 runner over 400 meters. She was going to win anyway. She jogged the race. She just kept everybody in her sights until she knew she needed that pace. That's professional. That's experience. Plus, she learned from it from the mixed relay faulty. She learned from that. But you're going to put people here who have not done this internationally. I mean, if Candice is coming in on this, you're going to have to put her on the anchor leg. If Geneve is coming in on this, she can't anchor. I'll tell you that for free. She can't anchor the race. She's got to be on the middle. And she was awful on her leg. I'll tell you that for free, man. I mean, she got 20 meters and she legit got passed. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. And I tell people, I kind of say I'm proud when I know what these people are capable of and what they should be doing at this point in their lives. That's not good enough. Nikisha Price, outstanding 3rd leg. She got it evenly with the British and the Dutch, and she gave Stacey Ann about 5 meters. That's still not enough. I mean, can you imagine if America weren't disqualified and freaking McLaughlin was fit? You think you can give Stacey Ann the baton, and then you have McLaughlin and Femke Bol behind her and say you got 5 meters. Those are 2 48 runners over the flat 400. They're electric. They are catching and beating. Especially if they were there together, this race would have been over from the back straight away. I said it yesterday. If Femke Bol is on the anchor leg, well, she would be. But if she gets it anywhere remotely close to anybody who's leading this race, there's no chance. because she's just the greatest. She's the best, right? But man, I can't rip into them anymore, man. I have to leave the athletics. As people would say, I'm not an athletics guy. I only speak mainly on football, but I know other sports, and I really do have an in-depth knowledge. So if you want to come to the table, sure, the door is open. It's not really. It's locked. The phone is open. You get. I mean, bloody hell, I talk shit every day. You must find me on Twitter sometime. Got to. But that was our report in Budapest. Straight away, we're gonna take a quick fire break. Then I'll come back and speak about something people say I should talk about more, which is the Premier League. One moment. Oh, no. Okay. Okay, so I'm back, and this time we're gonna go into the PL review this weekend. A lot, a lot has gone on to say the absolute least, and I'm not kidding one bit. I mean, let's start on Friday. Let's do it in chronological order. That's the words people would use, right? Let's do it that way. On Friday, Chelsea beat Luton Town 3-0. I mean, in other words, David beat Goliath. Well, Goliath beat David, which should happen. I mean, have you ever thought about that story? How can a 9 foot tall guy lose to a guy that's barely over 6 foot with a slingshot? Are you absolutely having a joke? Who would actually believe that shit? You're telling me if a 4-year-old has a slingshot and throws a stone in my face, I'm gonna just die? I'm gonna laugh. Getting up and I'm kicking his ass. I'm not saying that no violence against children. But yeah, Chelsea was great. I mean, you look at Raheem Sterling, he was fantastic on the day. Nicholas Jackson got his goal, who I think is going to have a Drogba-like season. Drogba's first season, he scored 16. I think Nicholas Jackson's going to be about in and about there. Hey, immigration, look who's here.
Hey, what's
I
up,
just
guys?
told him that you weren't going to be here, man.
I'm just really busy with the flying thing. I have a flight tomorrow and everything, so I'm just getting the place ready up. I just loaded up my new device and everything, so hopefully it's more clearer. Hopefully, I actually sound like I have some sort of financial backing.
Financial backing. Well, we might get a lawsuit. I'll talk to you about that afterwards. But we were talking about, we were just starting the Premier League review actually. Chelsea beating Luton Town. I think that was a straightforward one. We were heading into the in-depth performance of a Raheem Sterling, who was outstanding on that day. It's probably his best performance in a Chelsea shirt, right?
Hands down, hands down, hands down. I was watching that game actually yesterday on my pirated website. Unfortunately, I cannot give you guys any more information because I don't want that site to get taken down. But Sterling, let me tell you something, right? Sterling showed me yesterday why he has played for, statistically speaking, three of the best teams in English football. He's played for Manchester City, for Chelsea, and then, well, Liverpool as well. Yesterday, he really showed why he was worth so much sterling. Wouldn't you say so, Jackson?
Mm-hmm.
Um, First
Yeah.
goal, absolutely amazing, absolutely amazing. I was watching that game, and when he collected that ball on the line, I'm like, it's either he cuts in and fires and scores, or he cuts in and cross. Nope, he dribbled, cut in, did a Messi, turn, Phoenix, bat flips Zlatan into the back of the net. That was absolutely amazing. Um, yeah, yesterday he really turned up the show. Chelsea yesterday were emphatic. Of course, people are downplaying this achievement, this victory, because oh my gosh, it's Luton Town recently promoted, 30 million score. That doesn't matter. They are a team in the Premier League. They won promotion to the Premier League fair and square. There was no match fixing, nothing like that was happening, right? and such. We need to start treating them like Premier League footballers, right? We can't say just because of money. Of course, money has a role to play in football. People are using the excuses that, oh, the market value of the squad is this and that. Bro, money doesn't play well. Of course it does, but money doesn't make doesn't literally mean okay. Shit. Sorry, I don't know English anymore. Let me say that one more time and let me slow down. Money in the Premier League is good, but there have been teams in the past who have only spent, say, 20, $30 million per season and have had absolutely bombing seasons. Leicester City, for example, right? Brighton and Hove Albion, they barely spent any money on a lot of these youngsters. They've just gained a lot by transfers. And I think a lot of teams, such as Luton, may have a lot to learn from a Brighton and Hove Albion, right? They're not the richest team in the Premier League, not by a long shot. I think they're probably in the lower echelons, actually, right? Everton, although they're kind of in financial ruin right now, they're still up. They're still battling for Premier League football. So that just shows that you don't necessarily need a lot of money. But I got a little bit sidetracked. But all credits to Chelsea, man. I predicted it. I predicted a 2-0 victory. I actually predicted a certain Raheem Sterling to score. But, but, and I know it's kind of crazy saying, I actually don't laugh. I actually expected Enzo Fernandez to bang one in as well. Um, that's what I said. I didn't expect Jackson to score a good goal from him. But yeah, as you said, blue team 3-0 victory. Every single team, every single top six team except for the one imposter won. Cheers to them.
Yeah, bro, legit. And hang on, I'm just trying something else here. Let's see if it works. Wow, that is not good. Um, yeah, and look, that Sterling result, it helps a lot of people, right? Especially those who do fantasy Premier League and had Sterling in their team. It really did help a lot of us out there, right? It did help a lot. So thanks to Sterling, thanks to Jackson, who I have in my team as well. Um, yeah, and then on Saturday, which as well, I don't know if I told you the day before, but some movement of the polls again, and this is their final one on the highway stretch and whatnot. So apparently, we're not gonna have any more outages, but there was an outage from it was 8:21 to about 6:34 last night. Um,
What?
so I didn't see. Yeah, they need 10 hours to move 3 poles, even though when I was coming back at 4 o'clock, no one was working. They were just sitting there eating food. Like
Bro,
the trucks were gone. It was just people. Like
bro, that
Flo was
is
there, the cable
so.
people were there. They were fixing their things. I don't know why it didn't came on, but that's just how this country works. It's incompetent from top to bottom. Um, Spurs, Spurs, Ange Postecoglou, the man from down under. He's doing wonders with the team. I still think they won't finish higher than eighth though.
Same.
But I mean,
Same.
what's Ange been doing? What is Ange giving them? Is he having them fighting the kangaroos?
I demand drug tests. I demand a lot of drug tests. I also demand tests for mentally for snus mentally enhancing substances because there's no way this is not Totspur. This is Tottenham Hotspur of the King of England himself, King Charles III. They've been playing majestic football. I'm not even going to laugh. I'm not even going to cap. They've just been showing everybody how bad Harry Kane was as a captain. I mean, let's be real here. I did not expect them to come out like this. A lot of people were saying that, oh, they're losing the main man, they're gonna struggle this year. It's not been the case thus far. It's almost like Kane was holding them back. It would actually be ironic if they will go on to win anything this season. I mean, it would be very ironic. Um, but yeah, Ange Post
Ha! Listen, it's so easy. I don't know how you guys have it so hard to pronounce names.
Ange
Ange
Postecoglou,
Postecoglou. You
Poglu,
need
yeah,
to say it with your Australian accent, bro.
Ange Postecoglou. Sorry, I don't speak kangaroo. Ange Postecoglou has been doing excellently. A lot of people chalked him up to be one of the worst managerial signings. A lot of people had him under Roy Hodgson for some goddamn reason. Yes. I actually have seen a lot of polls with where ranking Premier League managers, and Hudson has been above Postecoglou. I'm like, excuse me, what? They'll have the brain function of a 5-year-old. No, let me not finish that. I
Yeah,
won't.
I've already talked about too much violence around children. You just missed it actually. I was talking about David and Goliath. And if anybody can actually believe that a guy 5 foot tall could throw a stone into a guy who's 9 foot tall and they just drop and die, I'd kick that guy's ass.
I mean, as I said, drug tests. Check for steroids. Check for all of that stuff.
Oh boy. Oh man. But no, listen, for real. Tottenham have been really good. And they're only gonna get a bit better. I mean, they're gonna go for a striker. All I'm gonna say is look out, keep an eye on Jonathan David. That's not just for Spurs. That's because I just remember he's a striker as well. But keep an eye on him. He might be another North American guy going to the Serie A, as we have with Trevante from Jamaica. We have with Timothy Weah from America. He could be the next one heading there as well. Um, where should I start in regards to the 10 o'clock games? I mean, how about we start at Old Trafford?
Newcastle.
Let's start at Old Trafford. Let's start where Marcus Rashford couldn't shoulder barge his grandma. Let's start there.
Bro, let
I
me tell
was
you.
going through.
Let me tell you, right? That morning, I had gotten up, and a friend of mine who's a very avid Liverpool fan was like, "Hey, y'all are going to lose this match." And I'm like, "No."
No. It's,
And 2 minutes in, bam, goal. I'm like, I wasn't at home. We were on we were out. We were out at the mall. Shout out to Upper Mills. We were out at the mall. Yeah, you can sponsor if you feel like Upper Mills. We down or any days, any day. But we were at the mall, and the goal alert 1-0, and I'm like, yeah, sure, we scored. No, okay, fine. It's early on.
Mhm.
2 minutes, literally 2 minutes later, beep. Oh, goal alert. We've equalized. No. I'm like, what? We're under 2-0 at home to this lot. And I'm like, okay, I don't know if I should be upset because it's Forest or if I should be happy because it's Forest. But then, a lot of laughing, they were clowning me, and I'm like, okay, let me tune in for the second half. And I tuned in, and all I'm gonna say, Bruno easily top 5 attacking midfielders of this in the world at this moment. He was absolutely superb. If there was anyone on that team that is superb, it was him. I
Creative
was what
machine.
for real. I was looking at the highlights. Onana, bro, dive cancelled in real life, but still didn't save it. I don't
Bro,
know.
I mean, he did get his hand to it. That's the problem. I saw him go down. I'm like, what's it?
I don't even know. I think he was probably trying to fake out Wilson, right? Not Wilson.
Only.
Only, yeah. He was probably trying to fake him out because it's a common tactic in football. If you've watched a lot of La Liga, for example, a lot of League which I follow, keepers in one-on-one situations they often faint. They rock the body because rocking the body, they're anticipating that the striker is going to kick the ball. In rocking the body and faking, the striker kicks the ball. They already know which way he's going because in the striker's mind, they've already dived that way. So the only way to go is the other way. You get me? Onana did it all wrong. Onana did it all wrong. He faked, but he actually faked himself out at the same time. So he fell. All he had to do is kick it one way. And as he said, he still got a hand to it. But all I'm gonna say, congrats to the lads. It's not a position I ever want to see us in again, right? I'm never going to say it's an amazing performance. We literally shipped 2 goals at home in the first 5 minutes of the game. We've shipped 2 goals at home. I'm never going to say, oh, brilliant performance, lads. All I'm going to say is give yourselves a pat on the back for that second half. That first half should never be repeated again. Not from Manchester United.
Listen, man. I after the electricity came back, my phone was like at 12, so I had to plug that in, and then I have to wait about 3 or 4 hours, and then I watched the game over, and I was like, "What the absolute hell am I watching, man?" I mean, I couldn't believe. I mean, did you see that volley goal? By the way, it was literally. Have you ever just shot the ball in and it just hit somebody and went in? That was literally what that volley goal was. And then second half, brilliant. Casemiro, still the best holding midfielder in world football.
Of course.
I'll never change my idea on that. I don't care.
Never.
Um, Bruno Fernandes, frustrating, but when he's on it, he's on it. And it's still Marcus Rashford for me. I'm not gonna change it. I've known he's been here for a long time, bro. Like Bruno's got more credibility in my book than Marcus. And in a lot of
100%.
guys,
I agree.
that if that's the thing and he's been here so long, you know where I'm going with this. Anthony was good. Again, it shows why Delo needs to play because he's the only guy who can actually invert. We need footballers, and he's the only fullback who's a footballer, basically. Brilliant performance in the second half. As per usual, second half FC, 2-0 down, Cavani time. You know what that's all
Yeah.
about.
Mhm.
Man, I really wanted to go in and touch on Arsenal, but they've already gotten enough banter. So they drew with Fulham yesterday. Fulham's a good team still. Fulham dropping down a bit, but not because they're bad. I just think the rest of the league, I mean Chelsea and such, they've strengthened. So it's gonna be a bit difficult for them.
Yeah.
West Ham and Brighton.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. I was not listen, I was not at home as I was saying in the earlier parts. I was in half the tree watching the relays. Because that big screen is there.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I was connected to the internet and I was like, I saw something got retweeted and the guy said on the caption, the Barclays is back. Brighton 82% possession to 18. 390 passes to 62. Kufal, a whole half, no passes completed, but they're leading 3-1. Oh my god!
Man, let me tell you.
I could not believe what I was seeing. I'm like, this is Jose Mourinho. This is where you hear that voice. I
I
love
am
Jose
Jose
Mourinho.
Mourinho.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant to park in the bus.
Let me tell you something, man. Right? All credits to West Ham. I had them down. I had them out. I had them beaten. I had them getting shots to the low blow, kind of like Alexander Usyk. For those who know, you know. Um, I had them getting absolutely battered. And when I saw 1-0, I'm like, okay, sure. I predicted Brighton 3, West Ham 1, anyways. 2-0, okay, maybe 3-2. 3-0, I'm like, what the hell is going on? I was like, what the hell is actually going on? Because I don't understand. How is this Brighton super team? I'm taking words from young Kipper. How is this Brighton super? In other words, how is this Brighton super team going to lose to West Ham? Aren't you forgetting that we have what's his nationality? What is Serbia's nationality?
Who?
The manager
Oh, De Zerbi,
yeah.
Italian.
We've got the Italian Pep Guardiola. There's no chance we look, but it was something like that. And then Michael Antonio, man.
Listen, man, shutting down Richarlison. Man said, yo, he's shit. Man's been scoring ever since.
Yeah, bro, I don't know. Is it the Gold Cup supposed to be easier than the Premier League, bro? I don't know what's going on with these players, man. It's like they want to score. Leon Bailey, you too, bro, blood. I see you playing amazingly for Villa. I see you actually playing like a professional football. I see you actually doing something on a pitch. And then I'm like, is it the yellow kid? Is it the gold jersey?
We might have to change color. Both are in claret. We might have to start wearing claret.
Yeah, man, let me tell you, it was so crazy. This past game week, right, has been one of the most entertaining games week in recent memories. Right, even Sheffield United today put on such a show against Manchester City, even though they lost. All credits to them. They have the scars to prove how hard they fought in that game,
Listen,
and they actually could have drawn. They actually could have drawn or won it if they'd taken some of the chances better.
yeah, I mean, bro, listen, that game, I actually missed part of it. Guess what? JPS put out an advisory in the night saying they were incomplete. So between 4 a.m. and 9 a.m., they were cutting off again to just make sure everything is good. Was that?
Bro,
I was sleeping and didn't feel the fun. I was blazing anyway. Um,
oh no.
I
I
mean,
mean,
when
yeah,
Sheffield were playing, I'm like, all right, but Bramall Lane doesn't sound the same. You know, it's not that hostile environment. Haaland got the penalty. I'm like, all right, this is one time our Haaland score. Put him in my fantasy team for once this week. He fucking missed. I'm like, he's rubbish. He's rubbish. Get him off. Get him off. Get him off. Rubbish. Worst striker in the world. What Ballon d'Or? Anyway,
no, no, for real, what Ballon d'Or? He should not win it over this.
I mean, seriously, yeah. Then he scored in the second half. I'm like, all right, okay. But still, it didn't make it any better. I mean, you miss a penalty, you miss 6 points, I think, or five, and you score as a striker, you only get four. You play past 60 minutes, you get two. So technically, Haaland gave me 1 point in that whole freaking game. 1 point! Because he
Wait,
couldn't
wait, wait,
score a
wait, wait.
penalty.
Hold up. When he scores a striker in fantasy Premier, it's four, right?
Yeah,
When he scores a penalty, it's how much? Three or one?
no, it's the same amount if you score a penalty. But if you miss a penalty, you lose five or something.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, so he's giving me
Yeah,
1 point.
y'all Haaland users deserve this, you know.
Good thing
Anyone
I
that
didn't
put Haaland in their fantasy team deserves this, you know.
Good thing I didn't triple captain him. I still have that in my pocket. I'm
I,
taking the captain off of him, by the way.
you know what? A matter of fact. I hope this doesn't tab out, right?
Bruce, man, why they do that? I'll just carry on. But listen, when Sheffield went down and got the equalizer, I'm like, Bogle, yes, national hero, whatever. You know, man, it took me 5 seconds. Alvarez nearly scored immediately, and I'm like, for fuck's sake, what the hell is wrong with you guys? And then they allowed Rodri to score, and then it made Kyle Walker look like prime Cafu walking through the back line.
I mean,
And then one cross to the back post. Ahmed Hosek, I don't know what he's doing. I mean, swing with your left, go with your head, dive. What did it say? Protect your pride, not your nose. Just dive in. I mean, for fuck's sake, man. I can't believe it. They could have won it. They could have drawn it. But Sheffield look like they're closer to a win than what's the name? Luton Town right now. They look like they are much, much closer to a win. And then the game of the weekend, basically, afterwards. I mean, let's shout out to Villa, by the way. Villa have not lost since Newcastle embarrassed them. I am not playing them. I'm glad I'm not playing them yet. Liverpool, that's your problem. Speaking of Liverpool, Trent is rubbish. Van Dijk is suspended, and possibly for more than 3 games. You know, you can't really talk to the referee anymore. Um, but they won somehow. I mean, this Newcastle talk. You remember even when they played United in, what was it, March after the Carabao Cup final, and they were just attacking and strong and saying they're relentless. There's one United. Where was that effort? You played 10 men for 60 minutes and you lost. The fuck? I mean, I know a Newcastle fan nowadays. He's fresh to it and everything, but God's sake, he's going to get the same amount of banter as an experienced one. I mean, Darwin Nunez scoring the winner.
bruh,
Can you imagine how bad that looked? You know
that
how
was
bad
some
my day
bull.
was.
That was some
Erling
bull.
Haaland not getting any points in Fantasy Premier League. To the guy I'm going against in my head-to-head league, having Darwin Nunez, and he's scoring 2 goals. Freaking hell. What's the point? What is the point? And I mean, listen, I've said this last season. Sven Botman is overrated as fuck. He's not like, hey, Harry Maguire's up for sale. Get him. Get him. That's all I'm saying. You guys need a centre half. Botman ain't it. Cher is covering Trippier. You need a centre back for the left side. I know you got Lewis Hall, and that means Byrne might play there, but bro, Byrne was awful when he slotted over. Let's be honest.
Let me tell you something, right? Brighton, not Brighton, Newcastle. I had them to win that match. I actually had them to win that match before everything even started. Before it all began, I had them to absolutely clatter that match. Right? I expected a 2-0 or a 2-1 victory. They got chances. No one can ever say that Newcastle did not get any chances. They got a crap ton of chances, actually. Right? They just didn't necessarily take those chances. Right. Let me be brutally honest with you. Liverpool, the way they played, they did not necessarily deserve to win that game. But of course, this is football we're talking about. This is the game that we love. Teams win games. Teams do this, teams do that all the time. It's so easy to get a win, even though you haven't played well in football. And they just made the mistake of not taking the chances when they did get the initiative, right? You've gotten rid of their main man, minus Salah, but you've gotten rid of their main man. Your defense is holding down Salah, it's holding down everybody else, it's holding down your midfield is winning. Why the hell are y'all gonna sit back and let them attack? They're 10 men. Keep on pushing, keep on attacking. Get that second goal, and that's where it beat them. Almiron made a run that almost got me Scott Parker-esque. Bro, let me tell you, when he made that run and he cut in and he shot, I'm like, Allison is a saving. But he didn't need to because he hit the post. Right? I forgot which you was on the far side of the pitch running when the match was. I think it was 1-1 by then, and it was him and Callum Wilson.
No, it was Harvey Barnes, lad.
That was, bro, I rate Barnes so much, but I didn't know his pace stats. What happened to pace, bro? I thought you were fast. I thought you could move your legs. The lanky bastard. He didn't even I would have rather you try to square that ball in and Wilson freak it up, then you absolutely kill the chance by not being fast enough, stopping and trying to take on two defenders by yourself. Blood, you're not Raheem Sterling. Calm down.
You're not Anthony Gordon, lad.
You're not Anthony Gordon. And Gordon, for once in your career, you actually did something that was worthy of being applauded. You scored a goal. Congratulations, mate. It doesn't make you any more for professional football. I'm sure I could score, but
Yeah. We could also
congratulations, mate. But yeah, Newcastle absolutely freaked that. Newcastle absolutely shipped that. I wouldn't be surprised if you look in the bookies and you see, 500,000 from mysterious man from Merseyside, huh? Smart.
sound like Minecraft villagers.
But then again, when you think about it, they wouldn't really need that. That would be like chum change to the
Yeah.
foundation. But people can get drunk tonight. But yeah, it was a good performance from Liverpool. As I said, Liverpool, um, although I don't think they deserve to win such as football, they actually pushed and pushed and pushed. And this game week has been the game week of comebacks. There's just been so much happening. A lot of big teams that you never expected to be down a goal or two, managing to climb up and come back. A lot of teams that you never expected to be doing so well, doing so well. You just love to see it from the Premier League, man. Yeah, you genuinely do.
Yeah, man, and that's all I'm saying. The league is keep getting better and better. The refs keep getting worse and worse. I mean, I don't know where else to go with that. I did kind of already touch on the World Championships that's ended. I don't know if you have anything to add on that.
Kind of urine, put them in a basket in my room.
Wait. Do you hear that? Do you hear
Yeah, I heard that. What was that?
that? Wait. World Championships. How much medals are we at now? 11?
Yeah, we finished with 12 today.
We
That's
finished with 12.
the tournament's over.
We've overachieved, if you ask me. I didn't think we'd get 9. We got 12. We got 3 more. I am happy with that. That was a good performance. It was a good showing from the athletes. Shelley, get well soon. I know that you pulled your muscle or something like that 30 meters into the last sprint. And you kept on running, the absolute pocket rocket champion, mommy that she is. Just all big ups. I hope you get better soon. Jamaicans love you. Big ups to Shakari Richardson. In all fairness, we do give her slack and we do make a lot of fun, but it's all in good faith, in good banter. Y'all know this. Nothing that we say here is serious except for the Scott Parker claims. Nothing else is serious. No, but for real though, the World Championships did not disappoint this time. A lot of upsets, especially in the men's 400. The women's hurdles, where we actually got a first gold medal in since I was born. So
Chill. What the hell? It's Daniel both times, man. 2015.
oh yeah, Danny. Oh yeah, I forgot about minus that. Minus that. But I did expect that though. But it just shows that Jamaican athletics is still there. Post bold. I would assume that post Shelley and quite soon, The only person that we really missed was Elaine herself, but personal issues. I hope that she can overcome those soon enough so that she can get back into the mix. We miss her a little fastest woman on earth. Um, but yeah, it was a great championship. The US, no surprise, top in the medal tally. I mean, come on, they have like 500 people competing in 30 events. Like,
Exactly.
they're bound to have a few. Um, but yeah, the US, all credits to them. Um, Jamaica, we little but with Talawa, as them say.
Mm.
That's all I have to say about that.
Right, and I didn't actually know you were joining, so I don't know if you have anything on your point in regards to.
Try me. Let's go into the Savage Slaughterhouse right after this.
Uh, just start, man. We have no more breaks
All
left.
right, fine, fine. It's been an hour. All right, let's go. So, welcome again to the GZ Sports Transfer Roundup, aka the Savage Slaughterhouse City Boy, Randy Savage, accompanied by the man, the myth, the legend himself, Jackson
Shut. I
Ryan.
know what you were gonna say a while ago.
What?
You're not saying Scott Parker again. Just do the
I was
freaking.
not. You do not. You have no proof. You have no proof. I was gonna say that. So, but let's jump straight into this week's transfer roundup, and let's start. Impromptu sort of stuff. But let's start in the deep jungle of Nashville, Tennessee. It was
Jump.
messy. It was
Concrete.
Nashville. It was a game of 10. Wait, 10 penalties? No, sorry. It was a game of penalties. Lionel Messi has continued to impress all of the masses in America. It's really putting MLS on the map. Like, Lionel Messi is the first time I've ever walked into American store and I've seen actual football shirts with an actual player's name instead of just the generic Mexican ones, because they're apparently the only ones that watch football in the States. I walked in and I saw a Messi shirt and I'm like, how much is this? It's $252. Thank you. You can keep it. I mean, it's messy, but I'm not spending that much on a freaking shirt. I mean, the tickets are $500.
Yeah.
I'd rather just save up and and go to an actual game than to buy one shirt. But you know, as I said, he's absolutely set it on fire. I actually was walking by the pitch the other day, and people were wearing the Columbus Crew shirt. I don't know how Columbus got here. They're all the way in Ohio. We're in Tennessee, but
Mm.
it's good to see the states grow their support for football. Jackson, Lionel Messi's impact not only on 14th place currently, Inter Miami, but on the entire footballing perspective and the amount of attention that it is gaining in the United States. How do you reckon this will influence the American perception of football 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, 15 years down the line? How do you reckon that will be?
They're gonna think they can win the World Cup. That's all I'm saying. They're gonna think they're gonna be able to win the World Cup. They're gonna develop a team like they did at the last one, and say, "Yeah, we're gonna win the World Cup." I mean, that's what they're gonna end up doing. But listen, Messi's impact. It's just like what Ronaldo did at Al Nassr. I mean, who the hell actually paid attention to that before Ronaldo went there? I mean, everybody's going there now. I mean, to the MLS, every ex Barcelona or Liverpool player is going there. Like it's showing. We just want to see who makes their league bigger in quicker time at that point. Who is gonna develop their league or put it further on the map? I mean, right now the Saudi league has the advantage of Europe, but America love to push things through social media. So we'll see how that goes. Messi's done. I mean, I can't say Messi's done well because I've seen Messi against actual good defenders. So this is just training for him, isn't it? It's just training.
Yep, you're right. You're right, but at the same time, 35 years old, 36 years old, and doing this, it's absolutely amazing. And moving straight into the next topic, Real Madrid win again, and it is Jude Bellingham. Bellingham, dude, like I'm not going to stress this anymore. He is amazing. Although he plays so Madrid and I dislike Madrid, he is an absolutely amazing young baller. I'm sorry my camera isn't on right now. Just give me 1 second. I'm just doing something in the background. But Jude Bellingham, 1 goal, first player score 3 goals in 3 games for Madrid since a certain Sue merchant.
See?
Um, but genuinely, man, credits to the young man. He's absolutely been brilliant. £100 million, well spent. Jackson, what do you make of that game? Do you think Madrid will mount a challenge for La Liga this year, especially considering that Barcelona? It's like a circus. There, it's just a whole roller coaster of emotions. Sorry, not circus, amusement park. We're up, we're down, and we're all around the place. As the match today really showed. I swear, I aged 35 years old watching that game today, Jackson. But what did you make of What did you make of Jude?
What can you make of Jude? He's the best midfielder in the world. I mean, well, obviously not. Kamavinga plays with him. But I mean, I looked at that midfield. I know that we're talking about Jude, but I looked at that midfield and I was like, do people actually think? I know I've said that whichever team gets Kane is winning the Champions League. But I looked at that midfield and I was like, do people really think even City stand a mother loving chance against this midfield? For God's sakes, they'll make Rodri turn into prime Rodrigo Moreno, who plays for Leeds. Fucking hell. Like, seriously. That's outstanding, the midfield, man. But Bellingham, I didn't know he had so much of a goal scoring trait. I mean, I never saw it at Dortmund or Birmingham. But he's got it. And it's outstanding. I mean, look, he's just playing the role of centre forward until they buy a centre forward. Let's be honest. Vinicius is not here, so he's taking up more attacking spaces now, and he's outstanding. Like as you said, £100 million well spent. You can't say that for everybody. You know, we have many £100 million players who can't really live up to what Bellingham is. I mean, United have one, Chelsea have one, or maybe two. I don't know. I lost track. City have one, Liverpool have one, and none of them actually come close to Jude Bellingham. So that's probably the only £100 million that was ever actually worth it.
That is very true, and I tell you that Jude, I mean, I knew he was worth it. I was a bit skeptical. I'm like, okay, maybe not 100, but maybe like in the 80s or so. But now that I think about it, it's actually really a good deal. Moving on from that into a next bit of information today. West Ham United have signed Burna Boy. You know, they signed Mohamed Kudos. Absolutely amazing upcoming stars. I think 35 million, 45 million. I don't exactly remember the exact value, but it's about there. You know, I didn't say the GZ Sports News was 100% accurate, folks. Just know that it is news, you know. You know, but yeah, no. But for real though, Burna Boy,
Bro,
Mohamed Kudos.
I'm with you.
Mohamed Kudos is an absolutely amazing young baller, Ajax product. Genuine, great signing. You know, they've got themselves Edson Alvarez. For those who watched that Gold Cup final, let me tell you something. Edson was on smoke. Put him on the front of the Marlboro cigarette packs. That guy was on smoke, right? And it's great. It's great to see teams like West Ham being able to attract such talent. Of course, most of the teams in the Prem, minus Brighton and Newcastle, already go for only go for well-named talent that that is already established. But credits to West Ham United for getting such players on their disposal. Jackson, Mohamed Kudus, hat-trick in his last match right before transferring. Genuine steal, if you ask me, for 35 or 45. What do you make of this transfer?
Well, first, let me clear up the fee. It's actually £38 million, €45 million. That's with all add-ons. Plus, there's a sell-on clause, so expect Ajax to get paid even more. All I'm saying, this guy is gonna be a fucking problem. We haven't played West Ham yet, which is a huge issue. I'm going to have to go up against a team that has Mohamed Kudus, Lucas Paqueta, and Edson Alvarez. I am not planning to play that midfield one bit, so somebody better get injured or suspended quick. I'm serious. But no, for real. Conference League winners. You know, they're in the Europa League, West Ham. They need depth like this, and if they can beat Brighton 3-1 without kudos, what if, and with a defensive display like that, I mean, I told people what they're gonna do when you play a team like a Man City or a Tottenham who's looking good, or an Arsenal. They're really gonna cause some upsets. You know, they have the team, they have the midfield to do it. Actually, David Moyes is not a possession manager to say, so it's gonna be hit on the break, and those guys are built for that. I mean, except for Edson, he's used to the possession when he plays for Mexico and when he was in Ajax a bit. But kudos, he doesn't take touches, man. It's one shot, a pass, one shot, a nutmeg, one touch, a shot. That's it. Doesn't really like to have the ball much. He knows he has to try and be as creative as possible. And I mean, for the price, I can tell you for free. Um, if City wanted kudos, 60, 70. If United, 60, 70. Because it's West Ham, they actually were a bit knowledgeable
Lenient.
and smart and honest. But no, it's a great deal.
Yeah, it's Manchester. It's just big six stacks, right? We've seen it time and time again. I think most of these teams need to start doing a Real Madrid approach to players. If a player isn't deemed to be worth big money, they don't buy them, no matter how much they want them, right? And speaking of which, have you all seen the Kamavinga memes? I know this is a little bit off topic, but have you all actually seen the Kamavinga memes?
What do you mean? When the doctor's injured, Kamavinga steps up.
Yeah, the corner flag was gone. Kamavinga, he
Kamavinga,
can
yeah.
fill the role. But yes, moving on to the final topic of the day. As I said, impromptu, so I didn't really get into the news, into the groove. You know, it's a certain young man with the most horrific English accent ever, making life work in a country where he cannot understand the words, nor they can understand him. Although it's not too bad because no one can understand him from his own country anyway, so it's not like anything's different. Of course, I'm talking about Harold Kane, MBE, scoring 2 goals today in Bayern's 3-1 win. It's 3 goals in the Bundesliga, 3 goals for the German champions. Jackson, I'm going to be very honest with you. Do you see Bayern Munich? Well, I expect them to win the league again, right? That's for sure. We expect him to get that trophy out of the way. But do you see Kane actually going far with this Bayern Munich team? Because we said it before in the Champions League. We said it before that any team that gets Kane, any single team, if it's United, if any team that gets Kane, automatically has to be in one of the pole positions of favorites for this Champions League. Because if just Kane's influence, Kane's absolute ability as a out and out striker, a false nine striker, link up play on the wing, get into the box, bang, getting in the ball, dribbling, shooting from a distance, bang. Penalties, they just don't bring up against a French player.
Yeah.
But penalties, he's great. Free kicks, he's good. Jackson, Kane, UCL, can he do it in his first season for the German Giants? Can he do it? We know he went to the finals once before, and they got absolutely demolished. It was almost like just a regular Premier League game again, you know. But they just got demolished in that case. Can you see him with an actual team like this, with actual amazing defenders, an amazing goalkeeper, a brilliant midfield surrounded by Yeshua Kimmich, Leon Goretzka, Thomas Muller, Musiala, but he's injured currently. But you know what I mean? Serge Gnabry, um, all of that talent going forward. Hernandez, right? Delete all of those players. Can you see him actually being a catalyst, being the missing link that this Bayern team needed since winning the Champions League a couple seasons ago? Can you see them doing it again this season with Harry Kane?
Short answer, yes. Long and boring answer. Well, they have to get through a lot of people. And I'm telling you now, if they have to play Real Madrid, it's almost over. I mean, Madrid have a way of playing on the back foot, so that might help. But it would be over if you don't get an early goal on them. Harold, I said this to somebody on Friday. Harry Kane, apart from winning the German league, he's probably gonna break Lewandowski's goal record. I think you just do it 1 year and win. I mean, do they win the Champions League? They'd have to get Barcelona in the group. Then you know if they're gonna go and have the and win the Champions League at that point. You know that, but it's gonna be a bit difficult for Harry. I think it's still gonna be good. It's gonna be a great run for Bayern Munich. They experienced at this level, and I mean he's that missing piece, isn't he? I mean, how far did they go with Choupo-Moting up front? I mean, you stick Kane up there, you're bound to be better.
100%. And folks, I know that I said that would be the last topic, but I actually just remembered about a very serious topic. So I'm kind of glad that this is the one that we talk lastly on. As you all aware, all are aware, the the Spanish Women's FA, the women's team, they beat England, the Lionesses in the World Cup, in the Women's World Cup final, Australia, New Zealand. A round of applause for them. Um, Pop the champagne, all the congratulations going around, but not quite yet. There was an issue between Jenny and Rubiales, what's his name?
Yes, FA president. Yeah.
Yeah, of Spain, in which he grabbed her, pulled her in, and they gave her a apparently non-consensual kiss. Jenny said she didn't like it. Spanish FA has refused to fire him, has refused to sack him. Players have been protesting, women have been protesting. The Spanish team said they're not going to play until he's sacked. FIFA, for once in their lives, doing something good and banning him for 30 days, for 90 days, suspending him, I should say, for 90 days from any football related activity until if she's sorted out. But then the Spanish FA are spinning the narrative and putting it on Jenny, saying that, oh, it was consensual, this and that, and we're going to take legal action against her. And Jackson, this is very serious because after everything that just happened with Greenwood, we made a commitment not to talk about Greenwood and what happened here anymore. It's done, gone. Everybody knows about it. It's no longer news. Jackson, what do you think this means for Spanish football? What do you think this means for women's football and for women's rights? Because this was blatant. This was blatant on the TV screen. Everyone, kids, grandmas, the dogs, the family pets could see. There's no question about whether or not, oh, the girl forgave him in the case of Greenwood, or nothing like that. There's no two ways about it. This is just clear and brutal sexual harassment, sexual assault, sexual abuse. Jackson, what do you make of this situation at this point in time? Because it's actually ridiculous, the response that has been coming from the Spanish FA, in my honest opinion.
It's something I didn't really want to touch on. There are certain things I don't speak about: religion, race, and sexual harassment. Yeah,
What?
I'm not joking. I literally don't have conversations about those
Dude,
things.
that sounds like a Family Guy skit if I've ever heard one, but continue, I'm sorry.
No, but all right. Let's be real, right? In the heat of the moment, we do know that anything can happen. I don't know if you watched that game live.
Mhm.
2011, I think it was. Man United, Man City, Scholes, who came out of retirement, scored the winning header, and he and Gary Neville kind of, you know. So we
All
know
right.
things can
You
happen
see?
in the heat of the moment, but this guy, it went a bit too far. I think he thought she was his wife or something. I mean, the case, okay, heat of the moment thing, but then grabbing her down there and then yeah, bro. I don't know who can defend you. I seriously don't know. You couldn't call Saul Goodman for this one. He ain't getting you off for that one, man.
Well,
But look, the FA is gonna be spineless. We know that's how federations are. They're gonna be spineless to the president. FIFA, they've suspended him. Good job on FIFA. Let's see you suspend Man City now. Um, let's see. Where was my train of thought? I just bring up Man City for some no god reason. Yeah, the player's not gonna play. The coach hits out everything. The guy said, "Yo, it's just a case. Move on." But I don't think he realized we don't live in 2014 anymore, where that can't be the reason. Everything has to be drawn out. So the apology was never done. He doesn't seem like he's ever going to apologize anyway. I mean, is he a people are going as far as saying he's a sexual predator. Now I don't know the guy, and I kind of want to limit my lawsuits to one per month. And
Wait, what?
yeah,
Why do you have a lawsuit currently? By the way,
I'll talk to you after. Um,
um,
I'll
wait,
talk.
is it a we issue? Is it we? Oh, thank you, because I just wouldn't come back home tomorrow.
Yeah, but no, for real. Um, it's a touchy subject, as I said. But he can't save himself, nor can anybody. And like what I saw someone say, like someone put it up, and I think it was a woman who posted it. Let's say it was a woman who posted it, and she said, "Why can't men stop?" And a guy in the comments said, "Don't generalize all men, please, because this is what it's doing." Then there was a whole argument, whatever, whatever. I just blocked the tweet. I couldn't bother. I didn't want to see it anymore. But listen, what happens in Spain stays in Spain. I've said to people already that the Italian men and French men, if you meet one professionally, you know how they greet you. So once you know that, this doesn't seem as bad, but that's not their culture. Simple, and that's where I end.
Yeah, and the thing is that a lot of people have brought up is just the fact that he's being so nonchalant about it. If the lady said, "Hey, look, listen, I don't like this," right? Can you not do that again, or can you just publicly apologize to me? I think if Ruby Ellis had actually just apologized and given a heartfelt apology, I understand. Spur of the moment, let's just do some crazy things, right? Like we know, I know that for a fact. If anyone knows that, I know that for a fact because spur of the moment have nearly made me do some horrific things. When Argentina scored that second goal in that final, let me tell you, there is a little bypass. I don't know if you know the Spanish Town bypass, a little bridge. Blood, I nearly ran up that. I nearly ran up that. Let me tell you, I nearly ran up that bridge, and that is a no walking zone, and cars can't see on the other side. And I was like, it was a brief moment of recollection. Hey, no, if you get hit now, you won't see when Messi lift the trophy, so turn back. No, but for real though, in all seriousness though, we understand that um that spur of the moment can happen, but at least admit when you're wrong. I think the right thing for Rubeles to do, I'm not a well, I am a politician technically, but I am, I think the perfect thing to do is to set an example. Maybe demote him, make him resign, something like that, in order to please everybody else. But you can't be doing that, man. And it sets a bad precedent. If he does get away with it, it sets a very bad precedent for the rest of the world and for Spanish football, as we all know. But guys, thank you so much. I know this was impromptu. I wasn't supposed to technically be here and everything, but thank you so much, guys, for tuning in, for listening, for watching again. It's been your boy Randy Savage. I come by Jackson Bryan, and that has been the GZ Sports Transfer Roundup today. You can always follow us on Twitter at GZ_sports. Jackson, I think we'll create a fantasy Premier League so you guys can join us in our own individual league. I just need to get back my account because for some reason they're telling me I no longer have access to my account, which is kind of stupid. Um, but yeah, uh, thank you guys again. We at the GZ Sports family really appreciate everything. And by the GZ Sports family, I mean me and Jackson, because we're like family, like bros, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Jackson, is there anything you want to say before we wrap up the show or before we talk about your lawsuit?
Just that deadline day. It's Friday, and I mean, last year we couldn't do it. Obviously, last year we told you guys we were going to do it. We're going to do a show after the deadline. But this time we will be doing a show before the deadline. We will be live. We will be watching the transfers. I'll have my Discord here and Fabrizio right here. I'll be watching everything as it breaks. And I'll have my phone fully charged probably. I am making no promises on the phone. Um, but yeah, we're going to be doing that on Friday. The deadline in England closes at 6 p.m. Jamaica time. So we know that we're closing at that time, or we could go to 7 and go with the Spanish time. But we will be starting regularly. We will be starting at a regular time. We'll be going through each team, their business so far. While news breaks, we will jump in on that as well. We'll be speaking with people, let's say fans. Fans is the word, right? fans of clubs, we already, Forest there, United here. But we do know Arsenal people, we do know Chelsea people, we do know Man City people. We're going to see if we can get some of those guys on. It's really hard to get in contact with a Spurs fan. Newcastle people, I know one, but he's kind of shy and he doesn't want to really join. So we'll leave him off for now.
Right.
I'll see if I can get some, we'll see if we can still get more. We're still running in. If you guys support Crystal Palace or Bournemouth, because I don't really know Bournemouth people, I slag them off too much, they don't like me. If you support, give me another team, Luton Town or Sheffield.
Yo, who supports Luton? Let's be real.
Come on, man, they got fans.
I don't think they do.
I know people who live in Kenilworth Road, man. Sure. If you support any of those teams and you guys want to speed. If you're even a Hibernian fan, we're not done with that. Birmingham still don't like you guys. But yeah.
You know what I want to see? I want to see a Al Wadeha fan come on tonight on Friday. I know a lot of people don't know Al Wadeha. They have one of the coolest badges in the world, I think. Like, it's a flaming horse. How cool is that? A flaming horse. I mean, come on. But in all seriousness, though, I already spoke to Jackson about this. On Friday, deadline day, I might not be there. Reason being is because I have a family reunion. I'm flying in tomorrow morning and then immediately going to have to go all the way to Montego Bay on Friday. I don't know when I'll be back. I don't know, but I'm assuming and I'm hoping and praying that there is actually internet access in that side of the country in which I will be able to stream from. Well, join the stream from. If not, then, I'll have a huge Dreezy Sports transfer roundup in order to cover all the signings for the next show that we'll be on. But Jackson will be here, a few guest appearances. We're always inviting a certain Parker to come and join. I mean, if you join, I'll find internet access instantly. I mean, make it happen. Anybody make it happen. Either that or Caicedo, hit us up. You already kind of follow us. I know it's not you, it's just another person named Caicedo on Twitter, but still follow, you can join. But thank you again. And we look forward to seeing you Friday.
Yeah, man, and that's what we wrap up. This was supposed to be a short show, but then you joined late and then we're all over the place. So, again, thanks again, bro. Yeah, so Friday, no matter what time you can be there, just be there, bro. We're gonna close the show. Thanks again for watching. Again, guys, on Twitter, and we're gonna be posting it anyway. We're gonna basically have a whole build up to it, and then we won't post when it goes live. So it's up to you guys to keep track. But okay, Petri. But yeah, okay. See you guys again next time. We'll see you guys on Friday and on Sunday for the regular GZ Sports.
Vamos.
Out again.
Check out the station, feel like a sports education. Now the best news I come from Easy Sports, you should be on from. Doing video.